Hello, hello. Wow, what a great couple of days and real strong, powerful, insightful, and just warm conversation to end the conference on. Um, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to Dr. Peter Ryan. He's going to be giving us just a recap of his some of the perspectives that he's gained and observed over the last couple of days. And I would also like to remind you that we do have upcoming webinars and information sessions about our BA and our MA programs in professional communication. For those who are interested, there's a link in the chat right now. So Dr. Peter Ryan is a visiting scholar from Mount Royal University, where he teaches in the Department of Public Relations. And he's an expert on digital communications, political communications, public relations, crisis communications, and he was part of our pre-conference session on ethical use of AI in professional communications and education. So I will turn it over to Dr. Ryan, and then you'll see me right at the end. I'll add a couple of things of saying thanks to the group, but thanks, Peter, for wrapping us up.
Thank you for this privilege, and what a tough act to follow. It was a huge highlight of today was learning from a former Mount Royal PR student and now colleague, Tim Kenny, as well as a Royal Roads co-instructor during the COVID years, Julie Holloway, who I still have never met in person yet. But it will happen one day, Julie. Or yesterday, hearing from Gio Takesh, who I used to share an office space with at MacEwan University over a decade ago. These full circle moments are what conferences are about in growing and maintaining communities of learning. I hope you enjoyed and received joy from such moments as well. So to begin with some closing remarks, I'd like to thank all of you who have attended online throughout the conference, making it a record attendance year. The starting pre-conference panel that I participated in had over 300 registrants who have now received access to the video recordings of that session on AI and professional communication, as well as over 100 people showed up online during the session, which led to a robust question period, which happened at every panel I was a part of for the entire conference. The entire conference had almost 1,200 registered attendees. Those numbers are the most to have attended to date for this fourth annual conference. So there's, for most sessions, that average of about 100. Wow, really great. So thank you for all taking part in this year's conference as a huge success. One of the key themes throughout all of day one's panels was the importance of reciprocity, in-person relationships, growing communities through knowing people's stories and being connected to one another and the land. Whether it was lessons about listening to the family of trees or looking at losing differently in old man hockey culture, we heard that understanding relationships and ethical communication is about listening and discussing challenges to build and maintain strong relationships. In light of those themes, we'd like to thank all the presenters for the knowledge they shared over the past 2 days. Aligned with those shared presentation themes, we also have to acknowledge the gracious Royal Roads School of Communication and Culture student alumni network of volunteers who helped to organize and introduce each session. As a supporting volunteer coordinator, it was an honor to witness the Royal Roads community at work and to connect with each of you to make the conference run smoothly. I know I learned a great deal about how your community works efficiently online without ever meeting in person. I also need to thank the partners between the Canadian Public Relations Society, Mount Royal University in Calgary, and Royal Roads, which helped to promote the conference sessions and allowed a diverse body of students and professionals to participate in the sessions. The School of Communication Culture faculty and staff, in order of last name alphabetically, similarly have to be thanked for their coordination efforts. Louise Baxfield, Ariana Kingerson, Kingersky, sorry if I mispronounced that, Ariana, Jackie Lee, Jen Maxwell, Glenda Scarfone, Neha Sharma, and Tanya Swan. That's it. A great team to have behind you. And please forgive me if I missed anyone in that list, as I'm sure there are many more. And lastly, I must thank Dr. Chasen Remillard, head of the Professional Communication Programs, Dr. Zenya Lee, Director of the School of Communication and Culture, Dr. Bridget Harris, Dean of the Faculty of School of Dean of the Faculty of Social and Applied Sciences, and the Vice President Academic and Provost at Royal Roads University, Veronica Thompson, for the opportunity to work with Royal Roads faculty and staff during my time this winter as a visiting scholar while on sabbatical. I know many MRU graduates like to look at Royal Roads for grad studies. I feel I now have a better understanding of how we can continue to build that bridge going forward through being a visiting scholar. So hopefully these visiting scholar opportunities continue for years to come. And over the past 2 days, we've heard from speakers from many of Royal Roads programs, including the Master of Arts in Intercultural and International Communication, the Masters of Arts in Professional Communication, the Graduate Certificate in Professional Communication Management, the Graduate Certificate in Strategic Global Communication, and the Bachelor of Arts in Professional Communication. Amazing programs. And the day 2 theme had some common themes and threads that I know I'll keep with me. Jeffrey Bird started us off reminding that we should remember human stories over that of the statistics and numbers when it comes to memorialization. That's what we pull out, not the numbers. We don't remember the exact figures. Emily Kennedy advised communicators that if we focus on building common goals through heterarchy rather than a hierarchy of ecotypes, we can hopefully include some more people in environmentalism rather than creating barriers to common solutions. Ethical relationships and Indigenous communications was a theme of every panelist throughout the day. So we've discussed the importance of place in our embodied space throughout the conference. And I've been in Calgary during the conference, which is located on the traditional territories of the Blackfoot and the people of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta that includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and the Stoney Nakoda First Nations. City of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. In reflection, I learned about how inclusive the Royal Roads community is in terms of the hard work of its diversity and reconciliation efforts. In Alberta, I continue to be involved in Calgary and Edmonton's post-secondary institutions and crisis communicator networks like the Calgary Emergency Management Agency. Often we find in Alberta the conversations are focused on truth-telling, perhaps rather than the higher levels of engagement and direct conversations we found during the conference. By way of example, I'm paternally of Irish descent and Quebecois on my maternal side, 2 nations with their own troubled histories. My sister-in-law and 2 nephews are Treaty 8 Plains Cree. In my family, we often discuss the future my nephews will inhabit in Alberta. And our hope is a future with a reconciled Canada and the First Nations based on honoring the treaties for the mutual benefit of all, with more and more people finding ways to celebrate the relationships, stories, and intercultural connections our multiple nations share. I'm hopeful that if my family is having these many impactful discussions, often guided by my nephew's cookum, grandma, then perhaps so are yours, especially of the kind we heard today. With those thanks and reflections, I'd like to officially close this 4th annual conference on communication ethics, so everyone can go back to your amazing lives renewed with the knowledge we've gained over the past few days. I look forward to participating in next year's 5th annual conference. I'll turn things back to Dr. Jason Remillard now.
Thanks, Peter. Thanks for those great words. And also, I will just echo thank you to all the participants, all the presenters, to you, Peter, for acting as volunteer coordinator and coach, and to the volunteers, to the folks in the School of Communication and Culture that you mentioned, the program team, especially Tanya Swan, who is the lead this year, Jen Maxwell, for making everyone available. And also a big thanks to the communications, marketing, and recruitment teams who have done a great job getting the word out. And so thank you to everyone who's made this conference a success this year. Take care, stay safe, and yeah, we'll all see each other again next year. We're looking forward to it. If you think you have a great presentation or you know somebody who you think would be a great presenter, please be in touch. Just come send an email to me and we can be in contact. Otherwise, thanks very much and have a great day.